Hey, what's up everybody? Dax McClellan here, founder of the Realistic Portrait System, and in today's video I wanted to kind of bring awareness and shed some light on something that you might already know, but at the same time it's a good reminder, and if you don't know, you definitely should know. Okay, so this has to do with doing a second session on your portraits. Okay, so as you know, tattooing is an art form. And if you've ever painted or if you've ever drawn, you know this as well as I do, that if you go in and you finish something from start to finish in one session, yes, it's finished, but if you went in with a second session and maybe even a third session, you're definitely going to be able to see things that you didn't see the first pass. Okay? So I think you know what I'm getting at. So in regards to tattooing, you know, when you lay down that portrait and maybe things look good, I want you to really, after the fact of doing the portrait, take a picture of it, compare and contrast to the reference photo, and really look at where your tones are, where your contrast is, where your proportions are, and look at all the details in it. Because I guarantee that no matter how good you are, you can go in there with a second pass and you can go in and really tighten little things up. You can bring things up closer. You might even be able to touch up the white and make it look brighter. And you can definitely contrast things and make things a little bit smoother. So that's really the whole big idea behind this video. I wanted to share with you guys is just to understand that, you know, even though, like, say if you do your first portrait or your second portrait and you're not satisfied with it, don't sweat it that much, because you can always, as long as your proportions are right and you haven't went too dark, you can always go in with a second session and go in there, tighten things up and smoothen things out and kind of contrast your piece, darken things that need to be darkened. You can really just take your portraits to the next level with a second pass. And when I do it, I usually wait a good 3 weeks to a month, depending on how much I work the skin. Obviously, if you work the skin too much, you're going to need to wait a while, obviously. And I hope you don't scar it, but if you do a really clean portrait and you're not traumatizing the skin too much, you can usually go in about 3 weeks to a month after and go in there and just totally take it to the next level. And you know, the best thing about this is your client will really, really appreciate it. Okay, and not only that, but it's going to be a lot better portrait to put into your portfolio. If you've seen my portraits, that's exactly how I do every single one of them. Is I go in and do a second session. I don't even call it a touch-up. I call it an extra detail session or a polish session, because that's exactly what it is. I'm adding extra details and I'm polishing my portrait up. Okay, so anyway, that's all I got to say about this video.